Hey fish keepers, today we're going to be talking about vinegar eels. We're going to be talking about what they are, we're going to be talking about how to culture them, and we're going to be talking about how to feed them out and what to feed them to. So what are vinegar eels? Well, actually they're not an eel at all. They are a naturally occurring roundworm that just love the acidity of vinegar. They get to around about 2 mil long, so although they're not totally microscopic, they are very, very tiny. They're completely harmless to human beings and they're completely non-parasitic, so you don't need to stress about them causing you any issues. And for the best part, they are absolutely harmless to our fish as well. Although I have spoken to the odd person who seemed to think that they can attack really small fry. I haven't personally seen that myself, but I do like to make sure the fry that I'm feeding is slightly bigger so I know that they can eat them just in case. If you've recently purchased some vinegar eels from us, you would have likely to have received a little container that looks a lot like this. This is teeming with vinegar eels. But the question is for you, what do you do with them from here? Let's find out. Culturing vinegar eels and keeping them alive for a very long time is ridiculously simple. It's almost impossible to kill them, but not quite. You need a couple of really easy, simple ingredients and a couple of very simple bits of equipment, and you're good to go for a very, very long period of time. For the ingredients, an apple, nice and simple. Vinegar, I prefer apple cider vinegar. Doesn't really matter which vinegar, I just prefer apple cider vinegar. And you're gonna need a culture to start with. Pretty simple on that end. Equipment wise, optional, chopping board. Not optional, a knife. Some sort of a pipette or a syringe. A pouring device. Pair of scissors to cut stuff. A breathable cloth of some description. Paper towel works just fine. A tiny little rubber band. Some filter floss, and most importantly a jar or a container to keep them in. If you're wanting to just culture them for a long period of time, any jar is fine. If you want to culture them to be able to harvest them, a bottle with a bit of a neck on it is what you're looking for. Pretty simple. I think I picked this up for $4 or $3.50 or something like that from my local bin inn. Really, really ridiculously easy to culture and prepare these things. Right, to set up our culture, it is really simple. Pour our vinegar eel culture into our pouring thing, just like that. Pour it into your jar. Nice and easy. This is teeming with little vinegar eels. Super simple so far. Get your vinegar. I like to fill about 3/4 of the way with vinegar. Keep it nice and acidic for them. To about there. So far, stupidly easy. Get us some apple. Take a couple of slices of apple. And we put that into our jar. The apple is going to feed the vinegar eels. Like so. From there we use our container again. We just top it up with a little bit more water. Just to where the neck goes. Now if we're just wanting to culture these from here onwards, this part is really simple. We get our cloth and we just cover it, and for some reason my rubber band's gone walkabouts. But we put our rubber band over like that. This is breathable, and this can sit here like this for a very, very long period of time. So this is our live culture. This is full of vinegar eels. It's full of vinegar and it's got some apple. You can leave this almost indefinitely. Like, it's not going to go off because of the vinegar. As long as there's a little bit of apple in there, you can probably feed it once every 6 months or every year, and you'll be a plenty well good supply of vinegar eels just sitting there ready for you whenever you want to start your harvest again. If and when you're ready to harvest, that is just as simple, so let's go through that. For the harvesting process, put a little bit of extra water in, just so it's beginning to hit right at the bottom of that neck. cut ourselves a tiny piece of filter wool, roll it up, stick that down as well. You want that into the vinegar solution, but not super deep into it, so it falls in. Get your water, top it up to the top. It'll bubble for a little bit as it gets all the air out of this the filter floss, but you'll be left with a bit of fresh water right at the top. In that fresh water, the vinegar eels will come up from the vinegar solution, up through their food, up through the filter wool to the top for easy harvesting for you. So it should look a little something like this, and up and through here is where all your vinegar eels are going to live, ready for you to take them. And through the magic of television, here is one that I prepared earlier. If we get the light right, you'll be able to see all these little wiggling vinegar eels in there. Maybe not showing it on camera, but it's absolutely showing it for me. Absolutely teeming with it. So harvesting them from here is super ridiculously simple. We get our pipette or our syringe, we put it into the top, give it a squeeze like you normally would. And we have now got a syringe full of vinegar eels ready to be fed out to our fry or our smaller fish. So there they are there. There is hundreds and thousands of them in there. Probably got way too much in there for the 3 fry that we've got. They'll find it, they'll get into it, they'll get amongst it. The vinegar eels will just sit in the water, floating about, moving about for quite some period of time, allowing your fry or your smaller micro predators to pick away at it as they see fit. As you can see here, these guys here are now getting their full hunter predator behaviour going on, and they're flicking from vinegar eel to vinegar eel, catching their food. Guppies, guppy fry, go for it as well. Any of smaller fish, microfish, that kind of thing, all about it. So there we go, Vinegar Eels 101 are very easy to keep, very easy to culture, and very easy to feed micro food for your micro predators and your small fry. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope that it has helped you with your aquarium and fish keeping journey. If it has, please, would really appreciate it if you shared it, subscribed, gave it a like, and all that other stuff. Other than that, guys, have a good one, happy fish keeping, and catch you later.